Well, I apologize. It's a little late tonight, you guys. This Minister Jen Jen coming to you with this month is Black History. Last month was Black History Month, but I got permission because I wanted to prolong this month for March because March is Women's History Month. And I wanted to do actually Black women history on history. So Sunday I presented Miss Lucy Staton, which was the first African American to graduate from a university or a college on in the United States. Oh, and I forgot. How are you doing? I apologize, but we here. I'm here. And so I told y'all on Sunday, if y'all didn't see at service, that I was going to continue with more about Miss Staton or whatnot and what she contributed to the Black to the African American community. Because as remember, I said she was the first African American woman. She was the first African American woman to graduate a university or a college, which was Oberlin College. If you didn't tune in, which is in Cleveland. Is it Cleveland, Ohio, or but anywho, you should have checked in. But if you missed it, go back on for to listen to on Sunday, and you listen to a good word as well. Bishop delivered. So again, she was the first African American woman to graduate from a college or university. She was an abolitionist. She was an activist. She fought for women's rights or whatnot. But I left off that she married Mr. Excuse me. What was his name? Well, yeah. Sorry, she married Mr. Day. That was his last name, and he actually had the first. He was the first. He had a newspaper, which was the first African American newspaper in Cleveland, Ohio, which she assisted edited for this paper. I left off from that, but I said I was going to continue on that about that continue with Miss Staton's life. So she was also oh also sorry y'all see my blessing messing. She also became the first African American woman to publish a work of fiction, which was titled Charles and Clara Hayes. Again, she was the first African American woman to publish a work of fiction entitled Charles and Clara Hayes. She was Miss Staton was also a member of the Chatham Vigilance Committee. She was in a lot of groups and committees. Again, she was working for women's rights when she was an abolitionist, which she was organized to prevent people from being sold or returned to slavery. So she helped people coming up from the South from slavery or from being bought or just to be free. Staton and Mr. Day, they had a daughter named Florence Day. Once they had their daughter, Mr. Day fled and he left England. I think I mentioned that on Sunday, but he fled and moved to England, and he abandoned them. And so he moved to England. They divorced, and so they filed for divorce, and so it was 1872. And so Miss Day had to find some type of income to come in to feed her daughter and herself. And so she worked as a seamstress in Cleveland, Ohio. But she was still an activist for women's rights. Again, she was still an activist and for slaves as well. She just didn't just help women, but her focus was women, but she helped a lot of slaves that were freed. So when she did divorce, it did bring some obstacles because in 1864 she was denied acceptance into the missionary program that she wanted to be in, or that she was in, because she was divorced. And they didn't believe in that she had to be married or whatnot, which is wrong. Um, because the program helped aim to help African Americans in the South to become more independent, and well, because she was more independent and as a parent. And the program helped free African Americans in the South because of her being independent. And so they said she couldn't be in the missionary in the program because she was an independent parent, and she was a single mom, as we call it now. A single mom. And so that's why she was denied the missionary program that she was working towards to. And so it made it seem to be taboo. After she joined after she left the group or couldn't get in the group, she joined another group, which was called, which did the same work, help free slaves and teach them things or whatnot. It was called the Freedmen's Aid Society. The Freedmen Aid Society. So she, in this program, in this society, she was able to travel to Georgia and Mississippi and help more slaves. And again, she was an abolitionist because what she learned that from her stepdad, John Brown. And so this was her passion, helping people and women of color. And then she did it on her own. She did it on her own. And so she went in 1866, excuse me, in 1866. Then she stayed in Mississippi to teach newly slaves the ins and outs of how to be free. Because, they all wasn't accustomed to it. So she moved to Mississippi. She stayed in Mississippi to continue to teach the newly free slaves. And that's awesome. Then she met her second husband, Levi Sessions. Yes, Levi Sessions was his name that she met. And so they moved to Tennessee. So she was hopping around, helping people, meeting new people, and whatnot. And people heard her. People knew her. And she moved to Tennessee, where she was supported by a woman of color. And this was when she started going into more organizations, getting into more organizations, and mainly focused now on women. I have a few organizations that she was in, which was called Women's Relief Corps. That's one. Order of Eastern Star, Women's of Christian Temperance Union, and lastly, the African American Episcopal Church. In the 1900s, beginning of the 1900s, her mom passed away. So then she moved to LA. She moved to Los Angeles, the city of angels. Yes, she moved to Los Angeles. And then she had, in 1904, she assisted with a Black church and the club of women. She established the Sojourner Truth. We know who Sojourner Truth is, y'all. Industrial Club. She established that a Sojourner Truth, Industrial Club that helped hundreds of Black working women that migrated throughout the United States, or again, free slaves. She helped hundreds of women to adapt to society. Because again, slaves didn't know how to read, write, talk. So remember, she was a teacher as well. So she taught them. So excuse me. So she helped migrating slaves learn how to adapt. So I wanted to continue this tonight on Miss Lucy Staton because I started it on Sunday at service. If you missed it, but this is a extraordinary lady. I never heard about her. I always end it with I never heard about her. I know y'all haven't heard about her either, but it was awesome. A woman of color, an educated woman of color, and she was so young, and she didn't give up. She moved around places. She helped people, hundreds, thousands of people, to learn, to learn, keep their mind, powerful, because they like to mess with our minds or whatnot. But it's just so awesome to know this lady of color, an African American woman, Miss Lucy Staton, helped us African Americans, our ancestors. She's our ancestor, but she helped our ancestors to grow even more in education, in the society, livelihood, just how to live. And so I wanted to present to y'all today, Minister Jen. How you doing, Miss Lucy Staton? So y'all have the rest. Y'all, I'm gonna sign off. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. I love y'all and enjoy. Mommy.